Alrighty, so we've gone over all of these symbols. You all should have finished and turned in that the review of the regex symbols. Again, that can be used on quizzes and tests from here to the end of the semester. Because I really don't want, it's really tough. Like, I don't remember all of these. So, and most coding is you're able to look it up if you forget the exact syntax. You can just do a quick Google, so I'm okay with that. What two things, now this is just some random pop questions, so everyone's going to have to answer at least one, so pay attention. You can either get it out of the way soon or wait until potentially a harder or easier question later. So, what are the two functions of a caret, depending on where they are? Brendan, give me one.
Isn't one of them like give me, instead of saying like give me all the instances where it starts with this, it says give me all the instances where it doesn't start with this, or something?
You're conflating the two. So you're mixing the two things that they do.
If find everything that doesn't have an A in it.
Yes.
Like so, yeah.
Yeah. So if it's, now can you tell me where you have to put that in order for the caret to be working like that?
Before what you're not looking for.
Yeah, inside of what?
Brackets.
Yes, so inside of brackets, I'm going to scroll up here. If I can find it. Yeah, so if you have a caret inside of brackets, anything that is inside of that bracket as well, it will find things that are not these. So if you want anything on any character that isn't A, E, I, O, U, lower or uppercase, this is how you do it. If you only want it to find lowercase or uppercase A, E, I, O, U, then you would use this. So who can give me the other use of a caret? Maddie?
If you put it like you put it in front of the like drawstring, and then that says like this is like what you want, whatever you're searching to start with.
Yes, that will look and see if the string you're searching starts with that regex. Yes. Let's see. Who can give me the backslash letter for digit, word, or space? Give me all three.
So, if you're looking for a digit, it's backslash D, and if you're not looking for a digit, it's backslash capital D.
Mm-hmm.
Spaces are backslash S and capital S, and letters are W and capital W.
Yes. Nice job. What does the period match? Thorn?
Everything except for new lines.
Yes, and how do we make it do, how do we make it match new lines?
Dot all.
Dot all.
Or dot all.
Dot all, yeah. Zoomers, if you know the answer, just start talking. What does a $sign do?
It must end with.
Yes, Adam's got it. What does what two functions does the question mark do? We've heard from you, Stockton. Let's see. So we haven't heard from Will or David. You guys know what the question mark does? And feel free to be looking at your notes right now. This is just a review for make sure you got everything.
It means 0 or more, or like the non-greedy things.
Yes. So if you have if you have a question mark, we'll scroll all the way up here. This is if it matches 0 or more of the preceding group. So this right here will find Batman and Batwoman. Or if you put it, do I not have it? I might not have it. Oh, here we go. You can have it do greedy or non-greedy matching. If you put a question mark in it, it will do the non-greedy. If you don't have it, it will do the greedy. David, can you tell me the difference between greedy and non-greedy matching?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. Who can help him out? Stockton?
Greedy, when doing the dot search method, it will always optimize like the longer or bigger one. So if you have like 3 brackets, it always take the bigger bracket, and then non-greedy will take the smaller.
Yeah, so if we're looking for something to happen 3 to 5 times, and we have it happening 5 times, if you don't tell it to do non-greedy, it will say we found 5. Whereas if you tell it to do greedy, it will say 5. But if you say to do non-greedy with the question mark, it will only come back with 3. So like ha 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 ha, wherever that is. Here, so if we have a question mark in here, it would say 3 to 5. Without a question mark, it will return all 5. This is actually 4 right now, so it would return 4. But if we put a question mark, it would just return the 3. All right, and then what does the plus sign do? David, do you know what the plus sign does? Again, you can look at your notes if you need to. Why don't you look that up and then get back to me, okay? Awesome. All right, so in the meantime, case insensitive matching. What does case sensitive mean? Brendan?
That means that it can see the difference between a capitalized letter and a non-capitalized letter.
Yes, so
Kind of like if you're like making a password for an account, since it's case sensitive, that means if you have it all capitals and then remember to do lowercase, it won't work.
are these the same letters?
No.
CS.
Well, they are.
They are, but they're different cases. They're upper and lower case. So if you're sensitive to case, hence the name, you have to make sure that everything is upper or lower case that matches. So currently, what we type in for our regexes are case sensitive. So if I typed in Zach with a capital Z, it will only find Zach with a capital Z. So if we do regex, case regex equals re.compile. So, and then let's do mo equals case regex.search.
Can you share your screen?
Yes,
Thank you.
I was wondering when someone would remember. Just waiting for someone to say something. So, So let's say we're looking for someone's name, right? We want to find someone's exact name in a regex. I want to find every time we see Thorn. And you want to take the user's input. Well, what if this is a chat transcript and every time Thorn's name was mentioned, we're not 100% sure if it was capital T, lowercase t, maybe someone accidentally sneezed while they were typing and it's a capital I in the middle of it. We don't know. Crazier things have happened. What we would want to do is we just want to find every instance of a name. So what we're going to do is, because currently we're not finding anything because this has a capital Z, this has a lowercase z. So what we're going to do is in our actual regex, we are going to do a comma. We're going to pass another parameter just like we did with .all, and we're going to do re.I. Now I stands for ignore case. I believe you can also type ignore, well, make sure you spell ignore correctly, ignore case. But that's kind of annoying. I don't want to type ignore case, but it works. I am going to put that as a note though. So this will ignore the case. Now, every time I see a ZACH in my transcript or in the text I'm searching, it will find it. So instead of doing, we don't necessarily have to even do our group here like this, where we have AEIOU and capital AEIOU. We could just have AEIOU and then comma RE.I. You guys have questions on how to ignore case in regexes? Now, David, did you find what the plus sign means? No. Okay, plus sign, it matches one or more of the preceding group. So if we were looking for, let's scroll up. So right here, if we have a plus sign following a group, it will find one or more of it. So I could have bat, whoa, man. And it would find bat, whoa, man, but it won't find Batman. Hang on, my computer froze.
It's how it's every single class.
Yep, it's the dock. It's either the dock or the cable, but I'm leaning towards the dock. Because I'm projecting to the TV, I'm projecting to this. I have information coming to and from my webcam to the speakers. I have Ethernet, so it's doing a lot, and it just sometimes needs to take a quick power nap. You have to think of it that way, otherwise I just get angry at a computer. I'm like, why don't you work? You're taking a nap? Okay, I get that, dude. I gotta take naps too sometimes. So if we have a plus sign, it won't find, it has to be one or more. Whereas with a star, it matches 0 or more, and a question mark is 0 or 1. How many area codes can you have in a phone number?
0 or 1.
0 or 1. So you would use a question mark, not a plus sign or anything like that. So let me put that back. Comment that back out. Let's scroll all the way back down here. So RE.I ignores case. Does that make sense to everyone? Alright, I'll take the resounding silence as a yeah.
How do I turn on automatically show line numbers? Or is it not?
You just go to options and it's the third one.
Yeah, by the time I make it so it's like automatic.
Like every time?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
It's probably in configure idle.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with that.
It's
That's
There's a little thing that says show line numbers in new windows that's unselected by default on
Oh,
the
yeah.
computer at least.
Is it under general?
yeah. So it's right here.
Oh. There you go.
Cool. Okay, so now this is the fun one. I really like this substitution. So you can actually find text and substitute it with something else. So this is really cool if you wanted to like redact. You guys know what that is? Redacted
It's
information.
Like the black lines.
Yeah, so it's like you cross out Agent Smith went to place and did thing because they don't want people to know about it, but they need to make it public or whatever. So.
Yeah, like if you ever see public documents, it's like black.
There's one episode where, Parks and Rec, where Ron has to release an article, so he just redacts everything in it and releases it to the public. That's funny.
It's like Ron
It's
is
like Ron, and then,
awesome.
and like he like redacts like where he lives and stuff, and like how old he is. His date of
That's
birth.
pretty funny. Okay, so the substitution method. What we're going to do, we still have to create a regex that finds something. So this is my favorite thing. So we're going to do the secret agent one. So we're going to do names regex equals re.compile. Now, the text we're looking for, we want to find anything that says agent space letter. Agent space letter. So we're going to do agent. We just want the space because we don't want it to be a new line character or tab. We want, and then we're going to do, how do we do any letter?
Dash W. Or
Dash W. And then we want at least one letter
Give it a plus.
plus. Right? This is perfect. This is exactly how we're gonna find our agent's name. So what we're gonna do is then what we're actually doing is names.regex.sub. This isn't mo equals matched object equals. What we're doing is we're saying, hey, this regex goes into this text and substitutes it. We will actually have to put this to a variable though, so new text. Sorry about that. So this is going to take whatever text we give it and rewrite it, and I'm going to type that text up now. So Agent Alice gave the secret documents to Agent Bob. So that is the text, and what we wanted to say is Agent blank or blank. What is the first? Yeah. So it's going to say censored gave the secret documents to censored. So the first thing we do is what do we want the new text to say? What do we want to replace the old text?
Underscores or like that?
Well, censored. But whatever. It could be a bunch of dashes. It could be censored. It doesn't really matter. But whatever is this string will replace where this is, where this is found. So whatever text it finds as the regex gets replaced by whatever is here.
We'll do it letter by letter or just for the entire?
It'll take no. So it'll take the regex chunk and throw in the text.
Okay.
And then if it needs to, it will scoot stuff or bring it in to not have extra space. And then we have a comma, and then we have the text that we want it to go through. And then we're going to print new text. Then hopefully if I did this right, you guys didn't catch that. So now we have censored gave, not game, gave the secret documents to censored. It doesn't matter how long this is.
Why say new text is not defined? They haven't defined it.
New text equals names regex.sub.
Oh wait, no, I said print new text without a underscore.
Oh. So it doesn't matter how long the text that finds for the regex, it still condensed it to censored. I could also do this with just a bunch of stars. So this will be on the quiz. Being able to censor and sub text is on the quiz. Now the next thing we can do, I'm going to leave I'm going to copy this, put it down there, and I'm going to copy the names regex. So that's all I'm going to copy right now. So Agent Alice, I'm going to type this, told Agent Carol that Agent Eve knew Agent Bob was a double agent. So Agent Alice told Agent Carol that Agent Eve knew that Agent Alice told Angel Eve that Agent Eve knew Agent Bob was a double agent. Okay. Now, this next little bit, what if we don't want the whole thing redacted? What if we want only part of it to be redacted? Like, who here has ever bought something online and needed a credit card?
Yeah.
Or put your social security number and you see star, 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 4 numbers. Right? They don't give you the whole credit card number, they only give you part of it. So we need to give people part of this information. So what we're gonna do, since, what?
Take all of it and watch the world burn.
Yeah, just print everyone's credit card number, social security number. If everyone's identity's been compromised, whatevs. No, that's really bad. So,
If everyone's identity is compromised, compromise someone else's identity, and then, it won't matter.
there you go. Everyone else is stealing, so why don't I?
No, it's more like, if I don't steal something, I'm not gonna have anything more to call them.
It's true. Steal to survive. That should be the next question. Is it moral to steal to survive?
Yes.
Yes, it's fair.
Is it moral to steal for someone else to survive?
Yes.
Yeah. that
Is it moral to steal to be a little bit more comfortable?
No.
No.
What's the difference?
This surviving
Because
is
comfortable
more
is
important.
the surviving.
Also,
Define surviving.
also, if it's
Living.
Like, I could probably survive, like, I could basically, yeah, I can afford to have, like, the cheap bread, but, like, what if like, well, that's not gonna satisfy my hunger, like, I need to afford the expensive, like.
if your life depends on it in an immediate sense, like,
All right, we'll get that'll be Monday's question of the day or something like that. Don't let me forget because we need to get through this and then we're done and then because as soon as we're done with this, you guys can work on homework.
actually, unless you're stealing from someone who, if you steal from them, it would make their life worse. Like if they're like a rich person, like okay, yeah, they probably like their life wouldn't be any different if you stole like some money from them.
So I could steal from you if you're rich, but I couldn't steal from Thorne if he's poor.
Yeah, 'cause then
Even
you're
if I
putting-
stole the exact same object.
Yeah, because then you're putting Thorn in the situation that you were in before.
Yeah, but it
It's
doesn't
one-
change the fact that I am stealing from someone the same object.
I don't think it matters the price or anything. I think it matters the person. Because
It's like
Because
Robin
you're
Hood.
Because
It's like Robin
that
Hood.
brings in. Okay, I'm gonna pause this real quick
It's Robin Hood.
because this has
Okay.
nothing to do with coding.
It's Robin-
I ended up only pausing the video for like 5 seconds because we're talking more about this during break. So let's get through this real quick. So I only want to let the user see agent and then letter, agent space letter of the name. So what I need to do is I need to differentiate what I want them to see from what I don't want them to see. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it with groups. We're going to do that with a group. So right here, let me just make sure. So this is any word following agent, but we want them to see the first letter. So we need to differentiate this group from the rest of the word. So this group is going to be what we're going to allow the user to see. We're going to let them see the first letter. If we wanted them to see 2 letters, we could go \W. The first 2 letters, and then everything else. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with just 1. So then what we're going to do is, again, we're going to do names regex.sub. Actually, we're just going to copy this line. I should have done that before. Now, normally we don't have to put an R in front of, we didn't have to do it up here, right, because we weren't doing anything special. If you have, because we're doing something special, because we have backslashes and all that junk, all that stuff, you need to make it a raw string. So if you're going to put slashes up here, it might just be safe to throw an R in there. But what we're going to do is we're going to say \1 ********. Now I got to explain what this is. So once you have that typed up, look up here. Alright, so what this is saying is we want whatever is in group 1, which is this guy, to be seen, followed by a bunch of stars. So you need to do 2 things with allowing the user to see the stars, and the letter and the stars. The first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you differentiate what you want them to see from what you don't want them to see. And we do that in this line here. We say we want them to see, what we want them to see is one letter, what we don't want them to see is the rest of the name. And then when you're actually substituting it, you need to tell the regex, hey, display what's in the first group, display what we want them to see, followed by what we don't want them to see. So then if we print new text, we should get, if I did this right, there you go.
Yeah, what about agent?
Oh wait, hang on, what did I do wrong?
Should agent be in the group? with the-
No, wait, you'd have to.
Oh, no, so if we wanted, so that was my bad. I forgot to put agent. So agent blank told agent blank that agent blank knew agent blank was a double agent.
Wait, why are you not doing that?
Well, did you put agent here?
Yeah, I put agent there, and saying, not just putting the entire thing.
Did you put \1 followed by stars?
Yeah.
Do you have the raw string?
Yeah, raw string there. Do you have a raw string in the regex? Do you have the regex that looks just like this?
Oh, wait, yeah, no, that's right.
Hmm.
You're right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just agent, yeah, it doesn't look that even.
Do you, well, can I take a look at it when we're,
Sure.
because the last thing we need to do is our last, so we have two parameters that, well, one, besides Stockton, who's having a little bit of technical issues. Do you guys have any questions on this? Do y'all have any questions? Zoomers, are you good? Okay. I don't know whether to look at the camera, so it looks like you're, or if I look at the screen to see your response, because I can't do both.
I fixed it.
I need like a chameleon eye.
I didn't have a space between the agent and \W.
Oh, okay. Alright, so we got that out of the way. That's really cool, and I, like, 100% that's on the quiz /test. So make sure that you understand how that works. Last thing. Okay, so if we were to do, so if you guys are following along in the book, our chapters, our phone regex, if we wanted to catch any phone number with or without an area code that contained either a space, hyphen, or period as the separator, 3 digits, a space, hyphen, period as the separator, 4 digits, and then everything we would need for an extension. I'm actually gonna, it's faster if I just pull it up from the internet, as opposed to trying to type it out. So if this is gonna be really, this would be our phone regex. That's really hard to read. That's really hard to parse down and be like, all right, well, I'm having an issue. It's not finding my area code. Well, where exactly does area code start and where does it end? Right, so it can get really, really confusing. So there's this thing called verbose, and you can actually put comments inside of the regex, and it will ignore it. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this down, and I'm just looking at the book here, so I'm not this quick. So that's going to be our area code. Why did I have this? Whatever. Why is this not all green?
Because.
How do we fix that?
A multi-line string,
And how do I do that, Thorn?
3 quotation marks in a row.
3 quotation marks in a row. Awesome, and then we'll do it at the end. So following along with the book, so you can kind of start to see. Oh, that makes it a little easier.
How did you get the tabs to work?
I just hit enter.
Yeah, but then do you have to tab it over? Because mine doesn't automatically do that. It does that.
Get rid of the multi-line string real quick. And it should do it automatically. Okay, so once you have it look like this, make it a multi-line string. And they throw that right down there, and I'm not 100% sure.
What page on the book is this from?
We're on page 179. It's at the very end of chapter 7, almost the very end of chapter 7. So they have the dot, dot, dot. Okay, so then they have this. What? Did I do that right? I don't know. I think that's right. Oh, it's the, okay, so this needs to go down here. Sorry, figured it out. One, you could also copy this from the book, because this is just an example. I just want you guys to know how to use verbose. So, and I think this is on the quiz. So being able to do this, and as close as you can get to it, is like a problem on the quiz. So, again, this makes it a lot easier to understand and read, right? Because you can break it down into each thing. And then what we're going to do is on each line, we're going to go area code, separator, first 3 digits, and we got separator again, and then we got last 4 digits, and then extension. And it's cool because you can tab in this, and this might make it easier for you all to see. I believe that's okay, code-wise. So now if I'm having issues with finding my area code, I know it's in here. Because you can just start a regex, re.compile, and go, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Boom, 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 bam. Okay. First thing is my group, and then I'm gonna go 1, 2. No, don't. No, what are you doing? Okay, apparently I can't just stop. Stop loading the I have no, probably because I didn't do something right. And you can set it up, second thing, and you can kind of start breaking it out in your mind. So if I were doing an email, I would say username, @ domain, or something like that. So I would put oh, now it works great. What the, depends on the line I'm in. What the heck? And then I would do domain. And so this is going to be, so start by doing this, and regexes won't seem as complicated. Because if you just say block a phone number, oh my gosh, there's so many things. Well, break it down into little chunks and it will be a lot easier. So I'm going to just comment that out. So this Now in order for these to work before we get an error, there's one more thing we need to do real quick. We need to add another parameter, and it's re.verbose. If you don't have that, then things won't work. You'll get an error saying, you'll either get an error, or it will look for this followed by a tabs followed by area code. I can't remember, but I just know if you want comments, you have to have verbose. And you can also string these together, re.I and re.all. You just separate them by commas, and what that'll do is, what does re.I do?
It turns our case into the ball.
Yep, ignore case. What does .all do? Someone besides Stockton?
Yeah,
He forgot anyway, so convenient. Zoomers, do you guys remember? Excuse me. You guys remember what .all does? Nope, I got 2 no's.
Doesn't it like find anything, including
oh yeah.
It's including it all. So the period or dot finds everything except new line. If you want a period to be able to find a new line, so the \n, you have to have .all. All right. Do you all have any questions?
Can you scroll up a little bit?
Now, if you run this and you get an error, my spacing may be a little off. All right, what did I do wrong? Oh, it's not commas. I'm so sorry. It's pipes. Can I not read? Apparently not. I can't read. Who knew? There you go. So this right here is, I mean, if you ever need to find any, really kind of any phone number, that's what you would use. Any phone number. Whether or not it has an area code, blah, blah, blah. And if you're realizing that, oh, I'm seeing a lot of people separate their phone numbers by a \, I would go,
Wait, do you need to print this or not?
right, you just throw it in there. You don't need to print anything. It won't do anything because we're not searching anything for regex.
No.
All right, so that's it for today. What you all are going to do, we're going to have our break for the next 5 minutes. Sorry it's a little late. And then what you all are going to do, your homework is going to be the date detection. So I will find a lot of, so this is actually a 2-parter. One, your regex has to find any date format, and then you need to write a function that verifies if that's a valid date. I leave how to do that up to you. I think at one point I wrote a module, and this again, if you're going to be into coding, writing your own modules that do stuff, I can show you how to do that on Monday because that is very useful. So your first part has to find the regexes. And then the second part has to verify if that date is correct. So if it's in the format day, month, year, is 31/2/1999 a valid date? 31/2/99,
No.
because that's February 31st. So your regex will need to find that, but your second function needs to say that's not a valid date. So you need to cycle through all of them and say blank is valid, blank is not valid. So are you going to use search or find all?
Find all.
You're going to use find all, and you're going to pass that list to the second function. Okay? And I'll provide some text that will allow you to test it. But it really is going to be on this date, something happened. I'm going to have a bunch of stuff. So you guys can get started on that as soon as you come back from the break, and we'll give you guys at least 5 minutes. And that will be it for the video. Oh, look.